This time-lapse niche is doing something amazing. This channel pulled in almost 8 million views over the past 7 days. And over the past 30 days, a whopping 66 million views. And the crazy thing is that none of this is real footage. It is AI. And with numbers like this, even with a low RPM, it's upwards of 10 cents for every 1,000 views. Based on this 66 million views, that works out to be $6,600 just over the past 30 days. And so I tested it, and here's a video that I made.
Landscaping gets trimmed, and suddenly it's not a build site, it's a resort. Final shot, lights on, water glowing. That backyard didn't get renovated, it got promoted.
I'm going to show you how I built that video for free, and it just took minutes. I'll show you the exact step-by-step workflow so you could just copy it. But here's what makes this different. I'm adding one missing layer that almost every viral construction time-lapse skips. And I really do think it's the difference between a video that just gets watched and a video that gets replayed. And so let's build the first one right now. Step 1 is to pick one idea that has search traffic. The easiest way is to go to the YouTube search bar and type something like time-lapse build. And remember, it's YouTube Shorts that we're looking at here, so all of this is quite relevant. I'll also try construction time-lapse, if I could even spell construction. I'm seeing things here with a lot more views. This one has 23 million views, 21 million views. Next one that I noticed was renovation time-lapse. And what I've seen earlier researching this, a lot more people is interested in these, but there's just not as much videos. They're more in the construction ones. And in order to validate this, I like to use vidIQ, which you could use as well by checking out the first link in the description below. I'd use the keyword tool inside of here to find the actual search volume of the renovation or construction time-lapse. This way you're not guessing what people want. So with construction time-lapse, I'm seeing over 13,000 searches. And the great thing here is that the competition is still low. Renovation time-lapse is still really good, and it is rising. So that means what it's showing you here is that the search volume has increased by 200% over the last month. And the competition here is also low. And so I found this one, backyard renovation, that has over 22,000 searches for the month. It's increasing. The competition is still kind of low. And the really good sign is there are videos in the top trending area that doesn't have a whole lot of subscribers, but it's getting a lot of views each hour. Look at this one, almost 350,000 views. Let me just quickly see what it looks like. There's a backyard, and it's a quick time lapse, just 18 seconds long, from nothing into a really comfortable backyard in just a few seconds. 1,000 subscribers, 10 days ago, 57,000 views. So now that we picked one idea that people are actually searching for, the next thing, step 2, is to write the prompts before generating anything. And so I'm taking things over to ChatGPT to actually come up with the prompts. I don't know exactly how to prompt the images, so I'm going to ask ChatGPT first for the prompts. So my attempt at figuring this out, first I told ChatGPT that I'm making a backyard renovation time-lapse video with AI, and I'm taking a dirty backyard into a luxury swimming pool. And so first I need the image prompts for the main stages of this project. That could be about 6 different stages. Probably not clear enough here. I think I need to say, to be clear, I need 6 detailed image prompts. Let's see what we get there. Great, we got the before, which is a dirty backyard disaster. Next is the marking and demolition, where the prep begins. Third is the excavation, the big hole moment, structure and plumbing, then hardscape and luxury features, whatever hardscape means, or that's the decking and landscape, and then the final reveal. And now to generate these images, now I did say I'm using free tools only for this, right? So what I found to be really good quality images for something like this is by using Google Flow. That's specifically the Nano Banana tool. So when you search for Google Flow, to create this first one over in the ChatGPT prompt, I'll take the first one, which is the before image, which is a dirty backyard disaster. Drop this into Flow, and I'll switch this to portrait. Good to know here that each generation costs 0 credits because this is a free method. Hit generate. Now I'm going to pick just one of them. I'm going to choose this one. After I download it, this next part is really important. So I'll just call this 1. And because I want it to have a consistent flow and not look like different images generated, I need to upload one of those images that I downloaded as a reference image. So I'll come here and upload it as the last one as a reference image. Grab the second prompt, paste it into here. So it's combined with the reference image for that consistent look. And let's see what we get there. It should look similar to this, but in terms of the prep, and should have the marking and demolition somewhere around there. There you go. And so it did exactly that. Separated exactly where the pool, I'm guessing, should go. So I have a choice of either one of these. I think I'll just go with this one. Download that. Easy reference again. I'll call it number 2. And again, I'll upload the last one that I generated for reference. Grab the third prompt. I'm trying to do this as fast as possible because there's no need to take long to do this. It's just pretty much copying and pasting and saving. Generate the areas, digging of the area, and we're going good so far. I'll download that. Call that one 3 again. Load it for reference. Get the fourth prompt, which is structure and plumbing. Paste that into there. Generate. I just need to repeat this process like 2 more times quickly. Load it again for reference. Copy the 5th image, and we're almost getting all of the visuals that we need. This may be a big gap between here and here, but we'll see how that goes. Let me grab that 6th one, the 6th and final prompt. And here is the final reveal. Is this the time-lapse video? No, it's not, but it is the different images that we need in order to create the time-lapse, which takes us to the next step. And this next step is to turn the time-lapse images into time-lapse video clips. So I'll simply go back to Flow. This is somewhat of a new project because now it's creating video, not images. I'll switch this, not text to video because we're not using text, we're using images to video. So frames to video. And if you can see here, these 2 spots, the 2 plus signs, this is for the first image and then the second image. This way we're telling Flow what we want the animation to look like. We're giving it the first image and the second image and let the AI figure out how to do that, but with some instructions. And in order to get those instructions, what we're going to tell it here what to do, we're going to ask ChatGPT what to do because it should know these things, right? This is pretty long, but this is just me rambling. I pretty much told it that I wanted to generate 5 different videos, whereby each of the videos connects image 1 to image 2. And I wanted aerial footage as well as workers on site, no zooms or anything like that, and just some sound effects. And I told it to go ahead and generate those 5 animation prompts. And this is what I got. So this first one, dirty yard to marking and demo prep. Let's start the process. Copy again, frames to video, paste that into there, and we're going to grab the images that we uploaded before. And that would be this one into this one. And it's using View 3.1 to get this done. So let's see what this first one looks and sounds like. And so it did exactly what we asked it to do. Repeat that process similar to what we just did. Connecting the second one to the third site. Grab this second prompt, which is the marked yard to the excavation hole. Paste that into there. And let's get that second clip. And here's the second one. Great, so I'll just continue this process for 3 more times. Of course, downloading first this image to this one. So this is the third video, which means it's the excavation to plumbing. This one looks good as well. This process is literally taking a couple minutes. And this is not an understatement. This is almost being done in real time here. What is taking the longest is basically the process of rendering the video clip, which is this. This takes, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%, but sometimes, and in most cases, when I saw that it hit like 40 something percent, the video was generated right after. This is taking like maybe about 30 seconds for each of the clips to generate. So just 1 more to go. And that last one really looks like it's just basically the final touches. So it's that as the 5th photo, and here's your 6th photo. Let me just grab this final prompt. That's the setup for that last clip. Wow, I didn't think this last clip would really make much of a difference, but it really was the final touches. Now we have everything, almost everything. To get this next part done, of course, I'll be relying on CapCut, dropping each of the clips conveniently numbered 1, 2, 3. That means there are 2 more. Do you see the benefits of my naming convention? And I know you think that this probably is the ending, but it is not. A little bit again to go that would take the video from being what everybody else has to a video that is separated from the rest. And what I'm talking about is commentary that narrates the transformation to make it feel like a story while the build of the swimming pool is happening. But to do that, I'll first need this video. So I'm going to export this one quickly. I'll call it time-lapse draft. This part is really important because what I'm going to use this video for is to feed it into ChatGPT so that ChatGPT can analyze what that video is about. And then ChatGPT is going to come up with the narration for that video. That's going to be done like this. And so in ChatGPT, I gave it this prompt. Maybe I was a bit specific here, but I really wanted the commentary, the voiceover, to be really good. So I told it to analyze the attached time-lapse video of a backyard renovation, write a 35 to 40-second commentary voiceover that keeps retention high. I don't know if that part works, but it can't hurt to try. And then I gave it some rules in terms of the structure of the script. Remember, I said to analyze the time-lapse video. So I'm going to attach the video that I just generated. There it is. And I really do feel like this commentary over a time-lapse video is going to be really different in a good way from what exists right now on the internet. I'm guessing this is taking a little bit longer than I expected because it needs to analyze the video and then provide that commentary for it based on my instructions right here. And you know what? I don't like to waste too much time. So while this is analyzing, I'm going to jump to this other step where I'll grab some background music for that video. Because I'm not so creative in terms of what to search for, I'll just search piano. So there'll be piano music in the background. I think that one sounds like it could work. So I'll download that and let's check on our script. So it is ready. And after just glimpsing this, it sounds a whole lot better than what I was thinking about, which I don't even want to mention because my attempt would be too embarrassing to even mention. So I will just at first copy this and head over to 11 Labs. Now, links to all of the tools that I use will be in the description for you to check out and try yourself. I'll head over to text to speech, paste the script, and then pick a voice. I'm thinking to go with this guy.
Man is not old as long as he's seeking something.
We'll just go with him. So I'll pick that and choose the cheaper model here because I think it is just as good. And then hit generate speech.
You're looking at a swampy backyard that's about to get absolutely bullied into a luxury pool.
And that's the voiceover. So let me just download this. And now I have everything to finish the video. Wrong music track, pull that over there, and the voiceover that we just generated. Of course, I'll have to balance the levels to make it sound good, which does not take much effort. We're editing down to this. I'll go ahead and press B on the keyboard and delete all of these little gaps. Select them, then press delete. Bring that across there. And I'll just repeat that process to get the entire clip as short as possible. I'm just showing you this so that you can see how fast you could get this done. Just cutting everything that I don't need at first. So I just spent about 2 minutes to edit that voiceover and it's more or less finished. Here's the background music, pull that over there. The 5 clips, make sure it's starting at the beginning. And there's a bit of a challenge here because the voiceover goes a little bit longer than the actual video clips. So what I'll do, I'll just listen to the voiceover and delete what is just not totally necessary so that it fits better. And after just about 5 minutes of editing, it is ready. All I just did was cut out a few of the parts of the voiceover that we didn't really need. And there were just some parts that I thought needed to fit with the visuals. For example, when the water went into the pool, I wanted the part in the voiceover to match that. So it was just a matter of pulling that part there. A really good addition here was having the sound effects built in to the video recording. I didn't have to find it and add it in separately. It was done as part of the AI generation. And so this is what the final version looks and sounds like.
You're looking at a swampy backyard that's about to get absolutely bullied into a luxury pool. The blue outline shows up like, yep, we're really doing this. Next, the yard opens up. And by opens up, I mean a literal crater appears overnight. It looks wrong until the clean edges start forming. Now watch the boring stuff that makes it expensive. Gravel base, forms, rebar grid, and then the satisfying part. Water drops in, landscaping gets trimmed, and suddenly it's not a build site, it's a resort. Final shot, lights on, water glowing. That backyard didn't get renovated, it got promoted.
I thought that came out really good for the first try. And so the plan is to upload this video and then repeat the process and try to be consistent uploading video after video, figuring out what didn't work, what works, and improving the quality over time with the hope that one of the videos takes off and get views something like this video, especially since that translates to something very nice right here. Remember that calculation. And if for some reason you're still not sold on this idea, and you need to see more evidence of what other channels are doing, how their channels exploded with just a few videos, and what you could do that is probably even easier and just as free, then check this video out next.